The way had Mike Tyson won by decision, Jake Paul's boxing career also probably would have been over.
Boxing world stunned as Mike Tyson mysteriously disappears after Jake Paul fight. The boxing world is reeling in shock following the sudden and unexplained disappearance of Mike Tyson. Once front and center in headlines as he trained for his highly publicized match against Jake Paul, the legendary fighter has seemingly vanished without a trace, leaving fans, pundits, and insiders with more questions than answers. In the lead-up to the bout, Tyson was a constant presence in the media, generating massive buzz as the clash between a boxing icon and a modern social media star drew global attention. But shortly after the fight concluded, Tyson went completely silent. No post-fight interviews. No social media activity. No public sightings. Just total radio silence. The abrupt disappearance has sent shockwaves through the boxing community. Tyson, long known for his unfiltered personality and high-profile media appearances, going dark is both unexpected and alarming. Fans have taken to social media in droves to voice their concern, while sports analysts are left grasping at straws for any sign of what might be going on. Speculation is running rampant. Some suggest Tyson may be dealing with the emotional fallout of his loss to Jake Paul, struggling with the weight of public scrutiny and personal disappointment. Others believe deeper issues could be at play, ranging from hidden health problems to internal disputes with his management team, or even legal complications stemming from unverified claims that the fight may have been staged. Adding to the mystery are recently leaked documents and rising conspiracy theories, which have only fueled the uncertainty. The timing of Tyson's disappearance immediately following such a controversial and high-stakes event has left fans and experts alike searching for answers in a situation that grows more puzzling by the day.
But the point of the matter is, do Jake Paul take a good shot? I never seen him get hit by nobody.
Or a guy that the power of Mike even up, because power's the last thing to go.
Yeah, I'm talking so that's.
Is Mike Tyson's silence a sign of deeper trouble or just a reaction to backlash? Was Mike Tyson simply rattled by the intense criticism surrounding his underwhelming performance, or is there something more serious unfolding behind the scenes? That question has dominated conversations in the boxing world ever since his surprising defeat to Jake Paul. Known for his bold personality and candidness, Tyson's silence in the aftermath of the fight is nothing short of puzzling. The man who once thrived in the spotlight has gone completely quiet, no interviews, no social media posts, no public statements. This uncharacteristic retreat has only intensified speculation, leaving fans and experts alike searching for answers. Some believe Tyson is in a period of personal reflection, weighed down by the disappointment of the loss and the backlash from his fiercely loyal supporters. But others aren't convinced it's that simple. The timing of his disappearance, coinciding with explosive claims that the fight may have been staged, has fueled a storm of theories across social media and sports media alike. Rumors range from contractual gag orders to Tyson deliberately stepping back to avoid being drawn further into the controversy. Some even suggest behind-the-scenes disputes with his management, potential health concerns, or looming legal battles connected to the allegations of a scripted fight. Boxing insiders are now left to speculate on what Tyson's silence means for his future in the sport. Is he preparing for a defiant return to prove the doubters wrong, or is this the early sign of a quiet exit from the ring? One thing is clear, Tyson's legendary legacy, defined by raw power, brutal honesty, and unmatched charisma, is now facing one of its most uncertain chapters. Whether this silence is a calculated move or a reflection of deeper turmoil, the boxing world is watching closely, waiting for the moment Iron Mike finally speaks and reveals the truth behind one of the most controversial fights in recent memory.
I think he should try it. He's a younger man. He should be able to handle punches from an old, withering man like me.
The much-anticipated clash on November 15, 2024, was billed as a historic spectacle. Over 70,000 fans packed AT&T Stadium, and millions more tuned in via Netflix, eager to witness whether 58-year-old Mike Tyson could turn back the clock or if 31-year-old YouTube sensation Jake Paul would dethrone the legendary fighter. But for Tyson's loyal fans, the outcome was anything but thrilling.
You know, he's supposed to be the young guy. He's supposed to walk right through me. I'm an old man. He's gonna run all night.
The disappointment didn't stop in the ring, it quickly ignited across social media, where frustrated fans unleashed a wave of harsh criticism. Many dismissed the fight as trash, embarrassing, and sad, voicing their frustration over what was supposed to be an epic showdown between a boxing legend and a rising star. Promoted as a historic event that would unite generations of boxing enthusiasts, the bout instead left audiences feeling let down by its lack of intensity and competitiveness. Even NBA icon Magic Johnson openly shared his disappointment. In a candid statement, he revealed that he had turned off the fight halfway through, bluntly calling it bad for boxing. His honest critique struck a chord with many fans who felt similarly but hadn't expressed it as openly. Johnson's remarks added significant weight to the mounting backlash, underscoring just how far the event fell short of expectations. What was meant to be a monumental clash, packed with excitement and historical significance, ultimately failed to deliver. Rather than memorable moments and thrilling action, the fight became a cautionary tale about how hype and marketing can overshadow the true quality of a sporting event. The aftermath left a bitter taste not only for fans but for the boxing community at large, raising serious questions about the future of celebrity-driven bouts in the sport.
Paul will be up against. He'll get teased for taking this fight, for one. He'll get teased for that. He'll work himself through that. But, yeah, if he goes out there and cleans his clock, they're going to come down.
Sure. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. Boxing experts were equally candid in their assessments. Esteemed commentator Steve Bunce dismissed the bout as little more than a respectable sparring session, highlighting Tyson's absence of genuine competitiveness. Former world champion Tony Bellew called on fans to stop endorsing these uneven matchups, where veteran fighters take on much younger challengers. Bellew's worries were clear: such fights damage the sport's image and pose serious health risks to aging fighters like Tyson. Ask.
Mike Tyson was young Mike Tyson, this wouldn't even be a fight worth making. Jake Paul wouldn't even be good enough to get in spar with Mike Tyson.
Certainly. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. Tyson's stunning decline, captured in a single disheartening fight, has sent shockwaves through the boxing community. His once formidable legacy now faces intense scrutiny, while his silence only raises more questions than it answers. Abruptly, Tyson vanished from the spotlight, no interviews, no social media posts, no official word. Just complete silence. This sudden disappearance only deepened the mystery. Was he withdrawing to heal both physically and emotionally from the devastating loss? Was he reconsidering his future in the sport altogether? Or was something more serious unfolding behind the scenes?
The way had Mike Tyson won by decision, Jake Paul's boxing career also probably would have been over. It's just you can't lose to a 58-year-old. I don't care if it's Mike Tyson.
Absolutely. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. The boxing world is buzzing with speculation, with rumors swirling about possible health issues and backstage conflicts with promoters. Tyson's legacy now stands at a pivotal crossroads. Will he make a victorious return, or is it finally time for the legendary fighter to retire for good? One thing is certain: Tyson's sudden disappearance has left the boxing community stunned and full of questions. His legacy, forged through decades of dominance and iconic knockouts, now faces an uncertain future shrouded in defeat, controversy, and silence. Whether this signals the end of an era or just a quiet before the next storm remains unknown. But there's no doubt the boxing world won't stop talking about Iron Mike anytime soon. Ask ChatGPT.
There is an alleged script leak. This has not been confirmed. Take it with a grain of salt. No one knows if this is real.
Sure. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. Controversy exploded after Mike Tyson's stunning loss to Jake Paul, sending shockwaves through the boxing world. While the upset alone left fans reeling, the aftermath took an even darker, more sensational turn. Explosive allegations surfaced claiming the entire fight was scripted from start to finish. This wasn't mere speculation. Just days after the November 15, 2024 bout, leaked documents began circulating online, allegedly revealing detailed, round-by-round scripts for the match. The documents quickly went viral, sparking fierce debates across social media, sports forums, and news outlets. According to the leaks, the scripts outlined exactly how the fight was meant to unfold. Tyson would start strong, displaying his signature aggression and power to captivate fans early on. But as the rounds progressed, the momentum was scripted to shift gradually in Jake Paul's favor, with Paul landing cleaner shots and ultimately winning by unanimous decision. Shockingly, this narrative closely mirrored the actual fight, adding fuel to the growing conspiracy theories. Fans and critics alike scrutinized every moment, searching for signs of staging or choreographed exchanges. Some pointed to Tyson's unusually restrained performance in the later rounds, while others flagged Paul's post-fight comments as oddly rehearsed. Voices within the boxing community were split. Some dismissed the claims as baseless rumors from disappointed supporters, while others admitted the coincidences were difficult to ignore. The controversy cast a long shadow over both fighters' reputations and raised serious questions about the integrity of high-profile boxing events today. Whether the leaked documents were authentic or an elaborate hoax remained hotly debated, but one thing was clear. The Tyson vs. Paul fight had transcended sport, becoming a cultural phenomenon that blurred the lines between competition, entertainment, and scandal. Ask ChatGPT.
I tried to give the fight the best fight I possibly could, but when someone's just surviving in the ring, basically, it's hard to make it exciting.
Sure. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. Jake Paul fueled the controversy further during a post-fight interview, casually claiming he had to hold back in certain rounds to avoid seriously injuring Mike Tyson. His bold remark quickly ignited a firestorm across the boxing community, sparking heated debates among fans, analysts, and fighters alike. Many wondered if Paul was simply being arrogant, using provocative language to build his persona, or if there was a more troubling truth behind his words. The notion that Paul, a relative newcomer compared to Tyson's legendary status, would deliberately ease up against one of boxing's most feared heavyweights was hard for many to accept. Social media exploded with reactions, giving rise to a flood of conspiracy theories. Some fans and critics speculated the entire fight was staged, carefully choreographed to generate buzz and guarantee a hefty payday for both fighters. Accusations of the bout being a money grab filled comment sections, with skeptics pointing to the unusual pacing, questionable moments during the fight, and the fighters' post-match behavior as supposed proof. Despite the uproar, others defended both Paul and Tyson, suggesting that such comments were part of the promotional theatrics common to high-profile boxing events. The debate raged on, blurring the line between genuine competition and entertainment-driven spectacle in today's boxing landscape. Ask ChatGPT.
And this is an emotional fight for a lot of fight fans out there because of how they feel about Mike Tyson, right? This guy, if aliens landed tomorrow and they asked you about the sport of boxing, the first two names that come out of your mouth are Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson.
Of course. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. Tyson, fiercely proud and protective of his boxing legacy, was reportedly enraged by the allegations. Insiders revealed that he seriously considered pursuing legal action against Jake Paul and the media outlets that circulated the claims of a fixed fight. Being accused of taking part in a staged event was a deep insult to a fighter whose career was built on raw power and genuine skill. These accusations only added to the mystery surrounding Tyson's sudden retreat from the public eye. Was his silence a calculated move while his legal team prepared defamation cases, or had the rumors dealt a devastating blow to his spirit after such a high-profile, disappointing defeat? Whatever the truth, the damage to Tyson's legacy was undeniable, especially among younger fans less familiar with his legendary past.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel bad watching this fight. It just doesn't feel right. It feels bad, man.
Certainly. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. While these accusations stirred outrage among fans, the boxing community remained sharply divided over Mike Tyson's abilities and his future in the sport. On one side, critics argued that Tyson's performance had naturally declined with age, claiming he was no longer the fierce powerhouse who once ruled the heavyweight division. They cited his slower movements, diminished stamina, and less aggressive style as clear signs of an inevitable downturn. On the other hand, many boxing legends and seasoned professionals stood firmly behind Tyson, rejecting the idea that age alone could account for any perceived drop in his performance. They pointed to his lasting power, keen instincts, and unparalleled ring experience, insisting that Tyson still had the skill and mental grit to compete at a high level. This division sparked ongoing debates within the boxing world. Some convinced Tyson's era of dominance had passed, while others remained certain that his fighting spirit and knockout ability would keep him a formidable presence in the sport. Ask ChatGPT.
All 8 rounds, you got a bonus. And there were certain tells, right? Like when Tyson literally sees a clear shot and he holds back. And you see that Jake Paul's hands are down, his face is wide open. By the way, guys, Jake Paul's defense was atrocious.
Of course. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. Similarly, former rival Lennox Lewis expressed confidence that Tyson still had what it took to win. Mike Tyson's got what it takes, he's not that old, Lewis said before the fight, highlighting Jake Paul's limited boxing experience compared to Tyson's storied career. For Lewis, Tyson's skills and ring instincts remain formidable, regardless of the age difference. Even Roy Jones Jr., who faced Tyson in a 2020 exhibition match, stood by the former champion, stressing that Tyson's dangerous punching power was still very much intact and that one perfectly timed shot could change the entire fight. These endorsements offered hope to fans unwilling to accept Tyson's perceived decline as the final chapter of his legacy. Ask ChatGPT.
I don't know how much confidence that Jake Paul have in all this, but you know he's gonna be a lot quicker. And if he stay close to Mike, then his chance of winning gonna be great. But he trying to stay back from Mike.
Sure. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. Anthony Joshua, a current boxing superstar, voiced similar concerns while showing deep respect for Tyson. Before the fight, he predicted Jake Paul's victory, pointing to the younger fighter's stamina and energy as key advantages. "I pray that he comes out healthy," Joshua said, a sobering reminder of the risks Tyson faced simply by stepping into the ring at his age. The debate remains unsettled, with Tyson now silent and out of the spotlight. His supporters maintain that neither the fight's result nor the surrounding allegations define the true Mike Tyson. Meanwhile, his critics argue that even the fiercest warriors can't beat time, and the sooner boxing accepts this reality, the better.
For heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson had a brief medical scare earlier today during a cross-country flight from Miami to Los Angeles.
Certainly. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. Tyson Fury, the current heavyweight champion, confidently asserted that Mike Tyson's legendary knockout power remains unquestionable, no matter his age. With unwavering conviction, Fury stated, "If Mike Tyson lands a punch on anyone, I don't care if he's 90, he's going to knock them out cold." His strong words reflected a profound respect for Tyson's unmatched strength, suggesting that his devastating knockout ability defies the limits of time and age. Fury's comments emphasized not only Tyson's raw power but also his rare talent to change the course of any fight with a single, decisive blow. This belief highlights the enduring impact of Tyson's career, where his explosive force made him one of boxing's most feared and revered fighters.
I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah, a little bow at the end, he bowed.
That's the last thing I remember.
Absolutely. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. Mike Tyson doesn't mince words, and after his crushing loss to Jake Paul, his blunt honesty landed even harder than any punch he threw that night. In a raw and somewhat heartbreaking revelation, Tyson admitted he couldn't even remember parts of the fight. It got worse, he disclosed that his body had been deteriorating long before stepping into the ring, revealing he'd undergone multiple blood transfusions just to stay in fighting shape. Blood transfusions. While most fighters endure grueling training camps, Tyson was battling medical issues that sounded more like a hospital drama than a pre-fight routine. So, is Tyson's silence since the fight driven by regret, health struggles, or simply exhaustion from the media frenzy? It's hard to say, but one thing is certain, the fight took a heavier toll on Tyson than anyone anticipated, physically, emotionally, and perhaps even spiritually. As if the world hadn't yet processed the Tyson versus Jake Paul saga, Tyson dropped another surprise, hinting at a possible bout with Jake's brother, Logan Paul. Yes, he's doubling down on the Paul family boxing drama. When asked if he'd consider the fight, Tyson reportedly shrugged and said, "Why not?" A statement that left many fans shaking their heads. For now, the boxing world waits in suspense, eager for Iron Mike to break his silence, set the record straight, and reveal whether he's truly done or preparing for one final fight.
And I know you often say, we're fans, Mike. You don't care about ego and legacy, but after something like that, do you think it adds to your legacy? How do you think you're viewed after this fight?
Wow, I never thought about that. You know, but the day after the fight, right after the day after, I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that? You know, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
Certainly. Here's a rewritten version of that passage. Tyson's recent fight choices have sparked serious questions about his legacy. Once an unstoppable force, his name is now often associated with exhibition bouts that many see as mere cash grabs. Promoters like Bob Arum and former champion Tony Bellew have even called for reforms to protect aging boxing legends from being exploited in mismatched fights. The big question remains, can Tyson reclaim his iconic status, or will these fights mark the final chapter of his career? Right now, the answer is as uncertain as Tyson's next move. His silence following the fight has left everyone wondering, is he gearing up for a comeback, or quietly stepping away after such a harsh defeat? His next decision could either restore his legacy or solidify his place in the realm of celebrity boxing. Will he rise again, or fade into the chaos he helped unleash? Share your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned. When it comes to Mike Tyson, anything is possible. Ask ChatGPT.